And happy to have a dear friend and the owner of the New York Knicks, Mr. Jim Dolan, coming by the studio. Jim, good to see you. You obviously know Chris over there. And
hey, Chris.
How you doing today? You doing okay?
A little anxious, but
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yes. But before we get into all the stuff happening today, I want to take you back to our very first show, January 5th, 2026. You were kind enough to be our first guest, and I said to you back then, should we expect a big trade this year? Is Giannis coming here? What are your thoughts about this specific Knicks team and the fact we basically ran it back from last year?
I remember.
With a new head coach in Mike Brown, and you said, don't expect anything major. This team's good enough to win a championship. And now here we are, Game 4, the 2-1 lead. Your thoughts on what's transpired over the last 6 months, and more specifically the last month and a half?
I think it's what I said it was.
Plug right into that there.
There we go.
Yep, you
All right.
got it.
That's what I said it was.
I got one right.
Yeah. Leon and I believed the team was good enough last year, we were fortunately, I think, we're proving it right.
Yep.
I expect to win tonight. Being as if I make predictions here, they come true. We're going to win tonight. We're going to win the finals.
Now you're talking. All right, let's get into a couple things before I get to the watch party and this frozen zone now around the Garden, which we saw for Monday night. I have to ask you, as the owner of the Knicks, your thoughts on the officiating in games 2 and 3, and then were you disappointed that the league did not retroactively give Wemby the flagrant one for the way he manhandled Jalen Brunson?
Yeah, okay, so I'm a governor of the NBA, right? And I'm restricted and bound by the rules of the NBA, of which there are a lot of.
Okay.
So there's little that I can say. I will say, if you read the cover of the New York Post today, I think they got it right.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Which hopefully won't get me in trouble. Look. In the end, it's not who we play, and it's not the officiating. It's how we play. If the team that comes out on the floor tonight, the Knicks team that we know and love, right? If they come out, there's nothing that can stop them. Not missed calls. Not 7'4" aliens. No, nothing will stop them if they play their game. I believe in these guys. I believed in them when I was here the first time. And everybody who's here should believe in them too, because they can do it.
Yeah, and I think in fairness to what happened in game 3 on Monday night, the reality is that it's the worst game they played in a month and a half. Right? They were a little sloppy. They didn't shoot as well as they've been shooting. And during that 13-game win streak, this reminded me of Game 2 against Atlanta. And they just had a bad game. Now, we can talk about the officials. I think it's a smaller part of it. But I think to a man, the Knicks would tell you, the players would tell you, that they didn't play up to their standard.
No, they did. They would tell you they didn't play the game they wanted to play.
Bingo.
Yeah,
right? We're with you on that.
The important part of that is that they can play that game. They know how to pull themselves together, right? And play the kind of game that we saw, was it Game 3 in Atlanta that we were up
yes.
by? Right?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not predicting we're going to win by 40 points tonight.
Would be nice, though. It's also not supposed to be easy to win a championship.
Sure. No, and San Antonio is not an easy opponent.
No, they are not.
Right. But if our guys come out and play the game that they know they can play and they know how to play, we will win this game, and we will win the series.
There you go. Talking to Jim Dolan, the owner of the Knicks, and, of course, Madison Square Garden. Monday night, I think we all accepted the fact, well, not everybody loved it, that President Trump was going to be in attendance, and because he's the leader of the free world, and there have been, unfortunately, assassination attempts on his life throughout his presidency, that there was going to be extra security there. And I think we accepted, well, we didn't love the fact that New York City was shut down from 29th to 35th, going north and south, and obviously 6th Avenue to 8th Avenue, going west and east. But nobody expected that to happen tonight because the president is not in the building.
Yeah.
I assume you, like the rest of us, were not expecting to have blockades around those same streets like we knew was going to happen on Monday night. Is that fair?
You have an easier chance of getting into Area 51 today than you do into Madison Square Garden.
When did you find out that decision had been made? And was it the mayor's office or NYPD or both of them
No,
combined?
That's really important to say, right? We love the NYPD.
Yep.
We know the captains, we know the chiefs, right? They can handle this. They don't need this, right? And if you ask them and they were able to answer unfettered, they would tell you they can handle this,
Yes.
et cetera. It's really the mayor's office, right? I cannot explain their decisions on this, but it makes absolutely no sense at all. And the real reason that I, called you up just this afternoon to say, look, I want to come down, is because I know there's a lot of people, right, who are in their cars right now, right, and who are headed down to the Garden and to the Midtown area. And I'm just telling you, as much time as you've allotted, you have not allotted enough time. Because the restrictions that are being put on this area, I mean, like I said, you would think we were guarding, right?
Fort Knox.
Well, we are guarding an alien, but I mean, like Fort Knox, it's incredible. Even if you come by train or by subway, they're not letting you up.
Yep.
They're going to push you outside of the forbidden zone and make you come through magnetometers. And you're going to have to show that you have a reason to be there, right? And this is all really designed around stopping people from celebrating around Madison Square Garden. That's what this is about.
Why would the mayor's office not want people to do what they've done without any major incident? There's been a couple of things happen.
Well, there was what happened in Bryant Park, but Bryant Park was not our party.
No, I know.
Bryant Park was the mayor's party.
Sure.
Now, why people acted up at the mayor's party, I don't know. Because
you lost.
But that could be it. Right. But that's not. That's not Madison Square Garden. We've had tens and tens of thousands of people celebrating outside of Madison Square Garden, and it's been relatively peaceful.
I said there've been a handful of small incidents during the watch parties when the playoffs started. Nothing beyond, again, not great. A misdemeanor here, someone messed with a car there. The Bryant Park thing was totally different. What I'm trying to figure out is when the mayor's office tells your team and your executives and yourself, hey, we're going to keep the policy in place from Monday night. You guys have successfully had indoor watch parties at the Garden in Radio City. You've had the outdoor watch parties at every home game prior to Monday night without any major incident. Why would they now think that your team and the police force that covers that part of New York City couldn't suddenly handle it again tonight?
I don't know. But you can only conjecture. I don't think that they have faith in their own police force. I think that we do. We know they know what they're doing. But honestly, the mayor's office, and I'm sorry, the commissioner too, right, do not have the experience to do this, right?
That's Mayor Mamdani and Jessica Tisch, who's the police commissioner.
I mean, they have never managed anything like this before, and it's like peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's coming out the sides. And I think that's part of it. We're seeing a lot of fear from the mayor's office, a lot of anxiety. They're sitting there trying to say, well, we're big Knicks fans, but they're not Knicks fans.
He called the Garden a stadium. How big a Knicks fan is he?
He's not a Knicks fan, right?
So let's get to the watch party. The mayor's office did respond to the second press release that you guys put out today. You had one out last night. You put a second one out today. And the mayor's office put out their own press release. They claim, because they're not doing, just for people who are catching up, they're having 1,000 people max. Like the mayor's trying to claim, hey, I did you a solid. I saved the watch party. Max 1,000 people. It's a ticketed event now. And his claim today, his office's claim, was that in the permit you guys requested for the watch party outside of the Garden, which we've had throughout the postseason, that your permit request was for 500 to 1,000 people. And I said, that can't be right, because every watch party you've had there, you've had damn near 10,000 people at.
Don't get these things confused.
Go ahead.
This is not really about a watch party, right? We put up two, fairly decent sized screens, right, alongside. And, I don't think, that you can get much more than 1,000 or so people to that will see the screen.
Right.
This is about celebrating the Knicks at Madison Square Garden at the Mecca of basketball. This is what the mayor's office and the commissioner's office is trying to kill. They don't want the celebration. I can't tell you why they don't want the celebration, right? I'm not sure they know why they don't want the celebration, but they clearly don't want it, and they're turning the entire area. And we should note this, right? It's basically the same area from when the president was here.
29th to 35th, north and south, 6th Avenue to 8th Avenue, east and west.
Right, and that means
which is a big area.
I mean, if you're driving in right now, you're not going to be able to park by Madison Square Garden. You're going to have to park cross town, and you're going to have to walk, and you're going to have to accept that you're going to go through a magnetometer. You're going to be stopped. Your ticket's going to be verified. This is going to create a huge backup all around the area 51. Right.
It's going to take you over an hour to get into the building.
Right.
That's what you're saying.
Once you stop your car, listen to me, folks. Once you stop your car, no less than an hour to get into the building. From there into the building. Right. And I hope you don't have any problems along the way. But I mean, from the last game. I mean, we had people walking from Madison and Fifth Avenue all the way down, with tickets in hand because they could not get any closer. And this is not going to be any better than that.
When that happened in Game 3, and obviously we said we understood why the president's there, did you have a discussion with them about moving forward? Like, did they tell you, well, this is how we're doing it for Game 3, expect the same, or did you completely be taken off guard?
They're very coy about that. They said, we'll see.
Okay.
Right? But look, let's just talk about the Game 3, right?
Right.
The Secret Service didn't demand this stuff.
Okay.
It was NYPD, and it was really the commissioner's office.
Really?
Right?
It would have made more sense if it was the Secret Service.
It would have, right?
Because we could accept that. We don't like it, but we would have accepted it.
But no, this was the commissioner's plan all along. She just used the president coming as an excuse to set it up.
But what about all the previous watch parties? Again, they went off without incident. Like they proved that we can gather and enjoy ourselves and have a good time without causing any problems.
I mean, absolutely. Look, this is New Yorkers, right? They're Knicks fans, right? No matter what the commissioner does, they're going to celebrate the Knicks, right?
Right.
They want to do it by the Garden. There's a lot of love around the Garden when we win the game.
Jim, plus, it's the biggest sporting event in New York City this century. That's real. Like the Yankees in the World Series in 2009, yes, they won. They beat the Phillies. They've won 27 championships. The Giants in 2011 did not have a lot of home games in that postseason.
No.
This game tonight, with a chance to take a 3-1 lead, is the most important sporting event in this city this century, and that's not hyperbole. You would think that it would be embraced by those in charge, no?
Yes.
Common sense.
It's common sense. I mean, I really don't know what to say. I mostly wanted to come down here and just tell all the folks that are listening, because a lot of people listen to
yes,
this
they do.
Right, get there, right, get there early. If you're planning on coming, right, and going to, for instance, one of the bars around the Garden, you're pretty much not going to be able to. I mean,
they're going to check for reservations. My son went to a place a block and a half away from the Garden for Monday night's game. And, look, the rank and file cops are doing their jobs. Don't be mad at them. Right. They have orders. They have to fulfill those orders. They're not the right people to get mad at. I want to be clear about that, okay? And my son and his friends are trying to go to a local bar, to kind of get the vibe outside as well.
Yeah.
And the police officer said to them, prove that you have a reservation. And he goes, well, how am I going to prove it to you? I called the place. I got a table there. And they eventually got through and made it there. But they're serious about it. Like, you're right. We had a guy call up an owner of Bravo Pizza, a block from the Garden on 30th, who, again, had an average night, but knows that when the Knicks are in town, he's going to do 3x the business, and didn't because of the kind of draconian
and these restaurants
decisions.
All hired extra staff,
yes,
et cetera, and they're getting crushed. Right? It's not fair. And look, all I would say to the mayor and to the commissioner is, right, believe in New Yorkers. Believe New Yorkers can handle this, right? We're the greatest city in the world. We got the greatest citizens and fans in the world.
Mm-hmm.
They are not going to turn this right into
So let me ask you an
Armageddon.
obvious question. Has Jessica Tisch's office or Mayor Mamdani's office reached out to you? Or did they just make their announcement and say, live with it?
No, they talk to us, but they kind of dictate to us.
Got it.
Right. And it's very political. I mean, right, this whole thing before Game 3 was it's the president coming. We kept saying, it's not the president coming. They, oh, no, it's the president coming. No,
And it wasn't Secret Service.
And it was, we went to the Secret Service, said, did you guys ask for this? They said, no, right? But, you know, it's, look, I can't fix the city. That's the mayor's job. Good luck, right? But all I can say is that, you know, we love Knicks fans. That they should have the opportunity to celebrate this. I wish I could tell you it's going to happen again next year. I don't know.
Well, let's just win this year first, and then worry about the dynasty and the repeat next year.
Right. It's just, you know, and we've been waiting a long
Yes, we
I've
have.
been waiting a long time, right,
Yes, you have.
for this moment. Don't take it away from New Yorkers. Don't treat it like this. It's not right. Let people in. Trust that trust first in your own police department that they can handle it, right? And then trust the fans themselves that they're not maniacs, right?
They're not.
They're enthusiastic.
So
right?
do you think if this series, knock on wood, it ends in 5, but if the series went to a 6th game, that would be at Madison Square Garden.
Yes, sir.
Do you think, as you understand it right now, should we expect the same thing if the series does come back?
Look, we got the permit for the watch party, which was like littered with all of these. You know, you can't no more than 999 people.
Right.
Everybody's got to do this, that, etc. And you know, so we're not even putting up the screens. Because we're not about 999 people. We're about millions of people.
So tonight you're not going to have the screens up for the watch party?
No, we're not going to have a screen.
Okay.
I'm not.
Well, it's kind of not even your party, really, right? Isn't the mayor claiming it's his party because he decided to bless it? It's kind of a weird situation, right?
He gave us the gift of allowing us to to screen 999 people and tell 20,000 no.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Essentially, that's what he's saying.
And we did have a staff member, Anthony Check, and the tickets are sold. 1,000 tickets.
I don't know if they were sold or there was a lottery or something.
Who's in charge of the tickets?
No, there's no tickets sold.
There's no tickets for this
There's
event.
no
the
tickets.
watch
We
party
issued
outside?
no
Okay.
tickets. We have our hope was that the mayor and the commissioner would change their mind, right, and then we'd put the screens up.
Okay.
They clearly haven't changed their mind. It's almost 5 o'clock.
Sure.
Right.
Not going to.
The screens.
So
are
if
not
you're going
up.
tonight
'Cause I
to the
thought
watch party,
1,000
you're not
people
seeing
could-
the game.
That was the question because I was under the impression, we were under the impression, you could have a ticket to the watch party, that there were going to be 1,000 tickets, 999.
We
divvied
never
out some way.
agreed to that.
Okay.
So if you are going to the watch party tonight, you're not watching anything.
If
You're just hanging out
there's
waiting for the
only
game to
900
end.
No,
There's a
yeah.
lot more than 900 people listening to this. Right?
Yes, there are.
Right.
more than that.
So
Thank God.
which ones of you would get tickets and which ones wouldn't?
Yeah.
Right.
That was part of the question I had.
That's not the watch parties, right? Are just an extension of the celebration of the Knicks, and
Correct.
the whole notion there is that look, I wish I could get everybody into Madison Square Garden, but we can't, right? So. Watch parties were an idea to help people,
And
see
it's
the
been
game
successful
and
here and in many
celebrate.
other cities.
Right. And just take a look at the other cities, right? There are other cities that are very successful doing this. And honestly, we're the best city in the world, so we can do it. I know our NYPD guys can handle this. This is really out of the mayor's office. He needs to change his mind. I doubt he's going to do it for tonight. But look, there's a game 5, right? On Saturday.
Yes.
Right. This is going to be very interesting to see what happens here.
Are you opening the garden up for an indoor watch
there's
party?
a concert at the Madison Square
there is
Garden.
on Saturday night.
Right.
Got it.
And there's the World Cup. Right.
Starts tomorrow, correct?
Right, on Saturday. And should we win tonight, which we will, and then we win in San Antonio, you think anybody's going to want to come and celebrate at Madison Square Garden?
I believe yes is the answer.
Right? what's going to happen?
Well, they can't go to Penn Station without a World Cup ticket.
Well,
Yeah.
So that's going to be a problem. I'm not sure who's playing the Garden that night. I forget who the concert is.
sold out anyway.
All right, so it's going to be a cluster, you know what?
Yeah.
For a lot of people. But the more important concern is tonight. If you are trying to either go to the game because you have a ticket, or you want to experience New York City with the Knicks playing at one of the million watering holes that are going to have the game on, just know you're not going to get close to 33rd and 7th. That's off the table because of the executive branch of the NYPD and or the mayor's office. They don't want you to congregate
They don't want
near
you
the
to
Garden.
They don't want you to celebrate.
Right. Woolman Rink's okay, apparently, in Central Park, but Midtown's not okay. Apparently. Right? That's what they're telling you.
There's not a
You
lot
go to
to
Bryant
do.
Park,
Well-
you can't come to the Garden.
Yeah, and I know we talked about it briefly. Did they really emphasize what happened the other night and the violence that did take place at Bryant Park as part of their reasoning?
We've heard that actually secondhand, but
Okay.
look, we're not that wasn't our party. That was the
Understood.
mayor's party, right? And you might be right. It might have been because we lost. I don't know what it is. The NYPD does
It's a handful of bad people that ruined it for everybody.
They have that special squad, right, that comes in and handles that. I don't think they were on site when it happened, but I mean they've got brought in, right? That squad, by the way, is one of the mayor's initiatives to eliminate that
Right.
squad, right?
Right.
He
wants less cops and more social workers on the streets.
right,
Which is his thing.
I mean, what are the social workers going to do with the Knicks?
Right.
They
Put on a jersey and celebrate a championship, hopefully, right? What was the experience like? You're normally sitting baseline. And by the way, you've been very stoic during this playoff run.
Yeah.
I assume that's a good luck thing for you, where I don't see you cheering. I don't even see you smiling half the time. But you went upstairs to the suite. Obviously, the president's here. A lot of other folks that work in the White House with him were in that suite as well. But you were not in your normal spot.
nope.
I assume, with all due respect to your relationship with the White House and the president, you would have preferred to have been in your normal spot where you sit baseline in front of the Knick bench. So walk me through what that was like for you, going upstairs, sitting in the suite, being with the president. It may have looked like he shut his eyes for a long period of time during one part of that
Where did
game.
they get? I was with him the whole time.
He did not fall asleep.
We were talking the whole time.
I'm just-
right.
maybe
Unless he
you
was
bored him,
sleep
I don't
talking.
know.
He wasn't. He was very much awake. He was very much engaged.
Okay.
Right. Look, that's the first sitting president of the United States to ever go to an NBA Finals.
Yep.
That is a huge honor, right? And he's a New Yorker. And whatever you think about him, he's a Knicks fan, and people don't want to hear this. I think he's a great guy. And I love.
And you've known him a long time.
Right, I've known him for over 30 years, and so. But I'm not going to go on this show and start espousing the president. I'll just say that having him there was a great honor, right? And and I enjoyed sitting with him, right? And he asked me a lot of questions.
Were you guys talking basketball?
Yeah, we're talking basketball.
To be a fly on that wall.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
He knows basketball.
Was he pissed when Wemby threw Jalen Brunson to
I
the
can't
ground?
tell you these things, right?
We found out today that among the many celebrities that will obviously be at the Garden tonight, it's kind of like that's its own little watch party for people that like looking at celebrities, that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce will be in the building tonight. And I was wondering if that's a part of the wedding deal, where that's your present to them.
Yeah.
They get to go to Game 4 tonight in return for renting out the Garden for their wedding.
Yeah. Well, that's a nice conjecture. First off, you got half of it wrong, right?
What part did I get wrong?
Well, Travis Kelce is in the mandatory training camp.
So she will be there without Travis Kelce. Maybe.
I didn't say that.
Possibly.
You said that.
I said it.
Right?
I said it.
If she does come, I hope and I believe she would wear a Knicks shirt. I do think that Taylor Swift is very fond of New York.
Well, she's played the Garden, and she has an apartment in Tribeca. She's
Right.
a pseudo New Yorker at this point. Yes.
Well,
Right?
this would, if she came to the Garden and rooted for the Knicks, maybe that makes her a real New Yorker.
Maybe it does.
Maybe it does.
It's
get there
also,
early tonight, though.
I think I have this right. Assuming they are getting married at the Garden, The only other wedding was Sly and the Family Stone, but that was during one of their concerts, and I think that even predates you.
No, there were other weddings.
There was the mass wedding,
The mass wedding, there
which was like I say one
religious faction.
It was a religious, like a Chinese religion, had like hundreds of couples get married.
5,000 people, 2,500 couples
Wow.
married all at the same time. I wonder how many of them are still married.
Probably less than half. I would.
Well, that would be sort of the
That's the going rate. But this will be the first wedding of its kind, I think, at the Garden.
It's not a public event.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know. I'm just saying, like, is there a watch party outside?
Right.
Yeah.
Is the mayor going to allow that? You going to put screens up?
Why don't you
Swifties are
ask the
crazy.
mayor that? Right? I'm sure there will be a lot of fans, right? Et cetera,
Sure there will be.
But
Yeah.
she's a great star, great singer. We're really happy to have her. We have, but I was looking at our celebrity list today. I mean, crazy. And of course, at halftime tonight, what's happening?
Wu-Tang Clan at halftime.
The reunification of the whole Wu-Tang Clan. I got to say, we had Cardi B.
Yep.
At halftime for the third game.
That's
we had
right.
the reunification of Wu-Tang for the fourth game. And San Antonio had a dog on a beach ball, right, during their halftime.
Were you bothered by the circus music
yeah, I
they
was just
played
gonna ask.
when they introduced the Knicks in San Antonio? Is that just par for the course now?
Yeah,
Yeah. At this point,
I didn't
who cares?
expect a friendly welcome, right?
No.
But they've been, look, they were cordial, and the back and forth between the two offices was, basically it was cordial, but it was what you do for us, we'll do for you. What you do for us, what we do for you, et cetera.
So there's some truth to the fact that had the Cavs come back here, Dan Gilbert was sitting in the nosebleeds. Yes.
No, because I mean, he would have gotten the same thing that we got at Cleveland. He would get here in New York.
Got it.
Right. But I mean, look, Dan. I've known Dan a long time.
Yeah.
And he needs, we need to take care of him.
Yeah.
Because he's not always well.
And by the way, it was a Fat Joe thing. It was not having you sit in the nosebleeds.
Right.
They just didn't want Fat Joe sitting courtside, as I understand the story.
Right. Yeah.
But-
Well, I don't know that was Dan. But I just it was the staff.
Probably not. All right, so before I let you go, and I appreciate you coming in, I'll give you a chance one more time to appeal to New Yorkers that are going to be in the area, trying to get into the area. Say what you said and let them
If
hear what
you're
you have to
holding
say.
a ticket, right? If I were you at this time, what is it? Close to 5 o'clock.
Just almost 4:30 now.
4:27.
Yep.
Go now.
Go now.
Legitimately. To get into the building
I'm
on
not
time.
kidding. Go now. If you're thinking you're going to have dinner right uptown and then come downtown, no. Call up our local restaurants, etc. Make a reservation there. Right. Go now. So you can assure that you're there for tip off.
Got it. And you'll be back in your normal baseline seat tonight?
I will be.
You will be there. And your prediction again is a Knick win tonight?
Absolutely.
And I think you said a Knick win for Game 5.
The 5 will be harder, but yes, I mean,
Closeout games are always the most difficult. They
Right.
claim.
Not-
have not been
not
for
for
you
this
guys
team.
this year.
But it's not who we play. It's not the referees, right? It's how we play. And we know how to play this. And if we come out ready to play this game, we will. I guarantee you, we will win.
And the lead ref is from Brooklyn, so that doesn't hurt. Just putting it out there. Grew up a Knick fan. And you're 5-0 this year.
Thanks for having me.
And you're 5-0 this year with them reffing. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming. I
thank you
think it's
for coming
important
in.
that you spoke to your fan base and cleared everything up for everybody. Good luck tonight. And fingers crossed we don't have to go to a Game 6. But if we do, I'll see you there for sure. And appreciate you coming in.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Jim
Take
Dolan,
care.
everybody. I'll take a quick break. Come right back after this.